And if you sit there and you promote about all the great stuff you've done with your business and how big it's gotten and, you know, how big of a quarter you had and maybe how you did on Prime Day or Black Friday or something like that, everyone on LinkedIn is going to start to listen to you because they're interested in how great you're doing. They want to know your business secrets.
We interrupt this program to bring you this important message. Welcome to Marketing Interruption, a daily podcast powered by BlueTuskr that interrupts your day with marketing news, tips and strategies from an entrepreneur who lives and breathes marketing. Now, let the interruption begin with your host, Andrew Maff.
Hello and welcome to episode number 70 of the Marketing Interruption podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Maffetone. Today, I'm going a recap of the week just like we usually do. Monday, we talked about Instagram Reels and IGTV becoming shoppable. We talked about marketing specialists not being as relevant as they once were, which of course pissed off a lot of people. Sorry, but not sorry. Then we talked about whether LinkedIn stories are relevant for e-commerce sellers to try. And we talked about smart shopping campaigns. So we're kind of all over the place this week. The smart shopping campaigns, started to get a little bit of feedback on that. People are a little worried about testing them because of how well, shopping campaigns may be doing. I also didn't take into account the fact that it's Q4. I kind of prepped these a little bit over the summer of just like ideas I wanted to touch on. So someone did bring up a good point. I probably wouldn't do it right now. Depending on what your product line is, if you typically one of these days I'm going to be able to do an episode without tripping over myself. If you typically have a decent Q4, I would definitely suggest to wait until Q1 or something like that. I don't think Q4 is a good time to test anything really, with the exclusion of like some basic stuff. Like if you do like a subject line test all at once as that email is going out, like something like that's pretty straightforward in the test. But I usually try not to test like landing pages or any like major copy adjustments or anything like that. To me, that's more of a stuff that'll have to wait for next year now. You kind of use Q1 through Q3 to prep you for Q4, so I wouldn't suggest doing it right now. Someone brought that up as a good point. The marketing specialist thing pissed off a couple people, which, what are you going to do? There's some good arguments for it that, even though someone may be looking for a specific person or a specific agency with a very specific skill set, that it kind of comes with the concept that they also know marketing. And, if you do your due diligence, then you don't have to really worry about it. And it is partially true. I can understand that you can go into a conversation with an agency or even with a person and assume that they, have knowledge outside of what it is they do. I don't like assuming. Sometimes that's come back to kick me in the ass, several times. You kind of live and learn. Which is obviously why when I started BlueTuskr, I didn't want it to be like specifically one thing. So instead what we did is, we made sure that we had specialists, but specialists in each and every thing. And then you obviously have, an overarching kind of account manager who's directing each aspect of things. And then everyone who's involved in that marketing plan is all in the same group, basically at the same time. So that conversation is still happening just like you would have internally. But the issue I find with agencies is if you hire a specific PPC agency and then you hire a specific email marketing one and a specific web designer one, you really just become your own account manager where you're kind of like just driving all three of them on what to do. And it's the same thing internally. You can't really have 3 or 4 specialists in-house without having, someone who has an overarching knowledge of everything. And LinkedIn stories, had a few people reach out with concepts they wanted to know if it was worth trying. It's definitely something I would try. There were some complicated ones where, they sell water bottles and like, yeah, technically everyone drinks water, but are they going to go for that kind of thing on LinkedIn? So, the other thing to do is with the water bottle thing, when someone brought that up that I thought about, which could be interesting, is if you market that correctly, it may still do well because it's true. Everyone does want to drink water, but if you sit there and you just talk about how great your water bottle is, you're not really going to get a lot of traction on LinkedIn because no one's there to be sold a product. They're there for, professional reasons. However, if you turned your LinkedIn into kind of, what's the word here? Like influencing yourself, basically, just like, kind of growing your own brand, but just do it on LinkedIn. It's interesting if you did kind of a general product like that, because everyone does drink water, and it's great if they drink it out of a water bottle, so it's reusable and all that. And if you sit there and you promote about all the great stuff you've done with your business and how big it's gotten, and how big of a quarter you had, and maybe how you did on Prime Day or Black Friday or something like that, everyone on LinkedIn is going to start to listen to you because they're interested in how great you're doing. They want to know your business secrets, but they're also going to start to build curiosity around your product line, which could start to bring in a lot of potential customers for people who are just checking you out on LinkedIn. But it could also bring in more partnership concepts of someone that you may want to partner with later on down the road, which is a different reason to try LinkedIn stories, maybe not for direct conversions, but maybe more for a partnership. But there's a lot of stuff there, but there's a lot of good questions. So if you're watching this on YouTube or on our website, or if you're seeing this on Twitter or wherever the hell there's like 500 different podcast channels this thing goes on. So wherever you are, rate, review, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Make sure to comment or tweet at us or whatever you need to do, or just email us at marketinginterruption@bluetuskr.com. And shoot me an email. Let me know if there's anything you want me to go over, or if there's anything I went over that you have questions about. I love answering this kind of stuff. Or just DM me, Andrew, at Andrew Maff, wherever you are. But it's been a good week. Hope this podcast helped out this week. Rate, review, subscribe, and I will see you all next time.
Thank you for joining us for today's Marketing Interruption. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show. And don't forget to email marketinginterruption@bluetuskr.com with any marketing questions you'd like to have answered on the show. And head over to marketinginterruption.bluetuskr.com to catch up on past episodes. Until next time, we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.